All right, what's up, everybody? A couple of updates. First and foremost, welcome to the postseason podcast. We're coming down to the last few of these, considering the season is getting started for us. Super excited for that. But if you are looking for events coming up, I got a whole list for you up until April. February 26th, which is this weekend coming up, we have Fight Night up in Rhode Island. March 6th, the Syndicate over in California. They have their second bout going on in SoCal. Then we have March 12th, our first CSL event. And then April 9th, we have our California Major. April 23rd is the Virginia Major. And that kind of closes it out for the first couple months. But enough about that. We have some beautiful gentlemen in our podcast today. We have two boys from the ATSB squad, Fivves and Rex, and good old Cringe Airsoft from across the pond. How's it going, gentlemen? How are you guys doing tonight? Yeah, it's evening for us. It's evening for us. So we had actually just started talking about the Canary Islands Cup. That's so hard for me to say. And kind of how you guys are getting excited about traveling out there. Is there anything you guys are weary of before you leave? Like, you got to check your bags, got to make sure you get to the airport on time. What's like the one thing for you going into this week?
Travel, if they're going to work when we arrive in the country, because that's like a worst case situation. We have backups, but that's not ideal.
Yeah, indeed. It's a real hustle to travel with guns and travel in general in COVID times. So I think we are happy when we arrive there and everything is there, and then we can have or we have working guns. I think then the real trip just starts basically.
So I'm curious because, like, I know Fives, when you were on Steve's podcast last week, you guys did talk about some of the gun regulations and whatnot. When you guys start to travel with your replicas, what's that process for you guys? Have you done it before?
Not really, and it also depends on the country. As I mentioned earlier, like Belgium, Netherlands, and Germany are quite close to the Real Strike arena. So the Real Strike community is based basically out of those three countries, and every country has its own gun or airsoft replica laws. For example, in Belgium, as far as I know, there's almost no regulation. They are pretty chilled about everything. In the Netherlands, they have the NABV, which is the organization that creates all the laws and rules around that. And in Germany, airsoft guns are technically guns or treated as real firearms. So it's basically impossible to travel from Germany if you are not a German guy with a German gun. And even then, it's something you highly want to avoid. So that's why we shipped our stuff with UPS and just take the plane as normal people.
Yeah, my team, we're traveling over to California, and California has a lot of strict gun laws in place. And we were thinking about doing the same thing and hitting up UPS to get everything over. We were concerned that UPS would somehow drop the ball, and then our package gets lost, and then you're just in another place to watch airsoft. It's good though, right?
That's so scary. Already had some confirmation that our package has been delivered to the right address. Now the big question is in what state the package has been delivered. I don't know, maybe it
Right.
bumped, or maybe it got I don't know, injured along the way. But indeed, like Five said, when we finally have some working guns, then the real trip can start.
So you guys have the event starting on Saturday morning, correct?
Yes.
And are you guys getting in early? Are you guys going to get in Friday? What's your guys' plan when that comes up?
Well, actually, we're gonna start our journey in Germany at 8:30, I thought it was, but could be later, could be earlier on. I have to start driving at 3 a.m. in the morning to pick up some team members, and then we'll meet in Germany on Wednesday. Then Wednesday we will arrive in Gran Canaria, get our stuff sorted. Then Thursday, Friday, we will have some training, some pickup games, some possibilities to enter the field, experience the field, get the feeling how the field layout is. And then indeed Saturday and Sunday, the actual championship will be. So yeah, that's about the schedule.
Yeah, and you guys are going from a turf field to concrete. I know that's a bit of adjustment to make, yeah?
Yeah, we are definitely not used to that anymore. Like also started on concrete, and the whole 2019 year was played on concrete except for one tournament. But DreamHack and the starting tournament in Bunde was on concrete indeed, and now everyone is used to turf, and I think everyone appreciates turf as it is. So that will be interesting for sure.
I have to contradict what you said there, because me as a runner, I'm actually looking forward to the concrete again, because sliding is way easier and faster on concrete, and more painful as well if your technique isn't on point. And it's a pity that hard plastic protection isn't allowed, so no hard plastic knee pads or arm pads. That's a shame.
Mhm.
So what are you using for protection for your forearms? Because I know diving on concrete is very painful if you don't have some sort of crash pad. You know, getting bruises all up the forearms. I've had it. It's not fun.
Well, I
Just
can let you...
the
Oh no, go ahead, Fivves. Go ahead.
Yeah, just the normal paintball arm pads and then the jersey above it. So the jersey might get burned, but yeah, that's something you have to live with.
Yeah, I don't really run arm pads. I'm mostly a back player, so I got the knee pads mostly. And
Yes.
actually, even when I do play as a front player and I still dive, I don't play with arm pads because I find the turf is enough padding as it is. I never get injured because I feel like I'm not putting too much stress on my arms. But yeah, I don't know. Concrete, it might not be a good idea to try it without some arm pads.
No, not at all. I um I was playing last weekend or the weekend before. I played in the Snake. I had my jersey over top of my pads, and I now have like two giant holes because it's all on concrete,
Yeah.
which kind of sucks. So I'll probably run those over top my jersey the next time I go play. I might look kind of
Hmm.
goofy, but hey, I mean, in the end, my jersey isn't turning into a T-shirt, so that works. All
That's
right.
funny.
When we were playing on concrete, I modified some leg protection pads, which you can use for soccer,
Mhm.
which I could use as arm pads. So I had some hard plastic protection on my arms, and I wore hard plastic protection on my knees as well, which was ideal for diving, sliding, getting as fast as you can, as low as you can, there where you need to be. But yeah, it's a shame that it's not allowed in Gran Canaria. I think they're afraid of the speed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're gonna be lightning fast with that hard plastic. Could see you guys
Yeah,
crashing into the bunkers.
they have a special coating or just painting on the concrete, so it's yellow, which is very unique. But therefore they want to not have the black stripes on it. That's why they don't allow that. Also, basically everyone had to buy new shoes because they only allow white and like the brown colored soles. But normal shoes are mostly black, I would say. So at least in our team, almost everyone had to buy new shoes for that.
Right, right.
I
So,
literally bought new shoes on Saturday, man.
Yeah.
what kind of shoes are you guys rocking? Do you guys wear like tennis shoes, basketball shoes? Oh, Rex is
Tennis
gonna show
shoe.
us off. Tennis shoes.
Yeah, for concrete tennis shoes because the how you play tennis, how you move there, it's basically the same, like quick sprints and then stop immediately. And on turf, most people use soccer shoes or field hockey shoes.
Yeah, the field hockey shoes are perfect for turf.
Yeah, they are the best.
Nice. I'll have to remember that for later.
in Gran Canaria. I went out in the storm yesterday. Took me 4 hours. Got soaked to the max. But
What?
in the end, I was finally able to find some, I don't know, hybrid running tennis shoes, which actually fit with the team outfit. I thought I bought like red shoes. Shit.
Oh no.
But I managed to find some.
Nice.
But like the guy said, the hybrid football shoes, so not with the big knobs on it, but with the smaller ones, those are perfect for turf.
Yeah.
Yeah, my ankles aren't that great in my old age, so I have no choice but to wear high ankle protection basketball shoes. Because if I roll my ankle, then I'm done for the day. So I have no choice. But I mean, that's cool. It's kind of, I understand why they would have the specific shoes for the field, because it would be a pain in the ass to try and clean that, especially after every match or at the end of the day, just going from point to point. I'd hate to have that job.
Super annoying. I also got basketball shoes for the same reason, man. Rolling ankles, I don't want none of that. When I do the quick stops, especially if I do it on the side, it's like a high risk move, and I don't want to
Yeah.
injure myself on day one.
No, really.
So.
I packed an ankle brace.
Oh, so you're already expecting the injuries.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now we can tell you're over 30.
Ice packs on the ready.
Wisdom. Better be prepared.
Nice. But we only have around 30 minutes to like train and play a bit on the field layout before we actually start the tournament on day one.
Yeah.
And 30 minutes is not that much when you think about it, That's going to be like, oh wow, this is the field. Okay, bye.
In that 30 minutes, is it like all the teams kind of like walking the field, talking strategy, or do you guys get like a practice round in beforehand?
Yeah, you have the field for yourself, so I think no one is allowed to watch then. You can share it with other teams, so this way you can get more time on the field if you share it
Yeah.
with others and then join their slots as well. But it's mainly for you to like test your breakout, test sliding, look for angles with all the patient and no one watching.
That's kind of crazy. I mean, here the standard seems to be like a 15 or 20-minute block for everyone at one time. Get on the field, you get to see what the layouts are, you check the angles. Once that time's up, it's off to the races. We got the first match going. So that's nice that you guys have a lot of time just to kind of do what you need to do.
Actually, compared to that, then I feel really good about having my 30 minutes now.
Yeah, I mean, I know with at least our events, I try to put the layouts to the public at least a week beforehand so you can strategize just from a photo. So it kind of eliminates some of the talk you have to do on the day of. But still, getting 30 minutes to practice and actually see it in person, that's a game changer for sure.
But to be honest, it's still pretty rough for us, or at least the real strike-based teams, because we are used to one layout per year.
Yeah.
So that the layout changed just before a tournament and never really practice on it is kind of new terrain for everyone coming from Central Europe to there.
Would you prefer to have one layout the entire year, or if you had a new layout at each event?
Well, actually, we have been playing Speed QB in Europe for now 3 years, and each year you had one layout a year. So in my opinion, it would be very interesting to spice things up and have each league event a different layout. It would be very interesting.
Yeah.
What would be interesting to me is doing some sort of layout that is just for that event, like a specific unique arrangement for that event, which makes it a completely fair playing field for all the teams. There's no like home team that trains on that layout that has an advantage. It's just like new to everyone, same exposure time for everyone, and it'll really test the adaptability of different teams. But obviously it's more work, so I guess people don't do it.
I personally prefer having one layout for the whole season, because I think the gameplay quality gets increased with that. Because obviously right now it's a bit of an issue that you have some home field or home teams playing there every week, and then just teams coming in 12 hours drive, never played there or maybe played once there before. Obviously, that's a disadvantage. But on the other hand, if you have a local field there, make sure that you rebuild that field so you have some sort of the same angles and same layout to train on, and then it kind of equals out. And yeah, as I said, I think the quality gets better, and like teams know where to shoot and know where to look. So this opens up more for more strategy play, I would say.
Yeah, yeah. I see the pros and cons from both sides. I just I'm used to seeing like the NXL here for paintball, how they have the ability to put a new layout for each event, which is really cool. But at the same time, if you know what you're getting into, like you said, you can strategize and find new ways to get around the field and really get the upper hand on other other teams. It's I don't know. If I had a field of my own, I don't know which way I would go. Honestly, I don't know if I'd keep it the same or change it.
The issue is, or like what's easier at paintball is that first you have sub airs, and like Speedsoft is mostly played on hard wooden covers in a way. And also the field is way smaller than a paintball field. It's maybe half or even just a third of a paintball field. So having a layout that works pretty good is, I think, harder to achieve in Speedsoft with those measurements than on a paintball field because you just have less space.
So here's a question for you: how big would you say Real Strike is in terms of length
Uh,
and width?
I think it's like 36 meters long and 80 meters wide, something like this.
That's correct.
I gotta look this up real quick.
Sounds about right.
Oh wow. Oh wow. That's huge. Yeah,
No,
no.
it's actually small
Oh man.
compared to a paintball field.
No, yeah. Compared to a paintball field, sure. Just 36 meters wide. Whew. That's longer than most fields that we have on the East Coast. So there's that. You think
Yeah.
that's small? Yeah, you'll get a real CQB experience. I'll say that.
That'd be pretty interesting.
No, really, I've always been a little jealous of either you guys or even the people on the West Coast, because airsoft in general has just been so developed in the area, and over here we're just like the abandoned younger sibling. Like we all know he's there, but he doesn't always get like brand new clothes. You're getting hand-me-downs. That's the East Coast in a nutshell. I know I'm not selling us, but it's really actually quite fun.
You would like to have some more love from mommy and daddy. If I'm
Yes,
correct. Yeah.
100%. That is for damn sure. I'm in my feelings. That hurt. I'm sorry.
But I learned yesterday on Steve's podcast that they have quite like it's technically East Coast, but it's not on on the coastline. It's like more east, just
Yeah.
but you name it East Coast in a way, like the Kentucky, Tennessee area. That they have a good bunch of fields there with a higher quality. So to be honest, that would be at the moment my go-to place if I would travel to America to play Speedsoft,
Yeah.
like in this area, and not the West Coast. I think they kind of lost a bit over the last years.
Yeah, it seems like they've gotten a little stagnant for sure,
Yeah.
and complacent with where they are in the world, which is fine. I mean, to each their own, but you can tell with what you guys are doing and how the East Coast is starting to build too. Like, there's so much more to the sport than what's being offered. So, yeah, but the East Coast thing it's weird. Like, the U.S. is just ginormous as a whole. So it's hard to just be like, yeah, if you're on the East Coast, like the actual coast, that's the East Coast. I mean, I can sometimes feel that way because I am here, but driving 10 to 12 hours to Indiana or Tennessee is like, god damn, why do you gotta be so far? But it's worth the drive. I've already been out there once, and Nashville Airsoft has a really nice field, really good staff too, very welcoming. I'm trying to get out to HTK this year too and see how they run things, especially that their speed field is now open. That'd be really cool to experience.
I mean, it's quite leaked in a way because Bert, the organizer of SpeedQB Europe and also owner of the Real Strike Arena, he announced it last week in the chat of Steve that they are working on doing a tournament at HTK this year.
Oh, wonderful. I'll see you there.
Yeah.
Tell me a day. I guarantee my team will get there. 100%.
So if everything works out and if it's possible, and also with COVID, I think we hopefully have an international tournament in the USA at HTK this year.
I mean, yeah, that'd be awesome. If it's closer to the summer, COVID here in the U.S., I'm sure will be a little bit more controlled, and we should be able to loosen up on a lot of the different protocols we have. I mean, things are loosening up now, so I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, that's awesome. You guys coming over, hang out for a while. I mean, I'm pretty sure you'll realize how short I am if I ever see you in person. I am not a tall man at all. That's why I sneak into the snake. But yeah,
Like Rex, we just found a friend for you.
all right,
Yep.
Rex.
You're gonna have a very tough time with two short people on your hands.
Yeah. What's funny is that we would have like two exact opposites. We would have Fives and then Rex just coming in next to each other. They like each make each other look that much taller or that much shorter.
Right.
We are technically a Baby Yoda gang.
Yeah. Baby Yoda and Daddy Mando.
Jesus. Rex, how tall are you?
I don't know what it is in American sizes, but in European size it's 1 meter and 70 centimeters. So that's like 5'6", 5'7".
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm still the shortest man in the room, but that's okay. No worries. No worries. I don't feel
I'm
like
close to 2 meters actually. I'm 194, 195, something like this.
Yeah, you're a giant. You're
That's huge.
yeah, you're a giant.
I mean,
That's what she said.
oh,
I'm
right.
5'11".
All right. Try to get back on topic. All right. So, for Canary Islands, right? Is there anyone you guys are absolutely gunning for? Like, no matter what, we get to this spot, we gotta just destroy him.
This Sunday.
Well, it really depends, right? Because we're each fighting, like normally there would be teams where indeed we would have that mentality towards, but it actually depends because you're only fighting the teams that are in your predetermined group, right?
Right.
So, and I'm pretty sure in my group we have Legion, right, that are traveling in from the UK. So honestly, if there's one team that we're looking out for, it's probably them. I mean, they got some pretty crazy players. They know how to shoot, but so do we. So, we're going to be prepared for that battle, and we're going to fight it when we get there.
Like, I mean, overall, the one team that everyone is looking out for is second to none, just because they are the reigning champions and like the team to beat.
Yeah.
But luckily, they are not in our group stage. So first, we will obviously concentrate on passing the group stage, and everything from there we have to see and take it how it comes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. There's no need to like stress about the finals when it's
Yeah.
not even sure if you're going to make it there in the first place. So,
Yeah.
but at the
Also,
same
what is...
time,
Yeah, go
oh,
ahead.
wait, I was just going to say at the same time, you still have to be somewhat prepared for it because the way the whole event is laid out, is literally after the last round of, you know, the normal group stages on day 2. It's immediately like counting points and straight into the final. There's going to be like almost no downtime. And yeah, so if you're also the last team to play, and then it's bang straight into the finals, it's going to be like super intense, you know, you're going to be already worn out a bit. So we'll see.
I think what's interesting is that our groups are made out of 6 teams, so you play 5 group stage games, and kind of in every group are just 2 European or Central European teams. So the rest is Spanish, which is basically not very known to us. So like
As well.
we don't know what we get. Like it's very hard to scout on some footage of them playing. So we don't know if they are a super aggressive team, super defensive team. It's like, yeah, every game can be a big surprise, and that's what really scares, I think, every EU team.
Yeah. You know, we haven't developed to the point where we can have the groups on the East. So we always have a double elimination event, and games, especially once you get closer to the end, are super back to back to back to back. But I don't know how many people from the U.S. are in the chat now. If you guys wouldn't mind breaking down how the progression of the groups to the finals kind of works.
I think right now we are also having a double elimination tournament, just with a group stage or prelims, however you want to call that, before that. So as I said, we have 6 teams per group, and we have 4 groups, and the best 2 advance to the knockout stage on Sunday, and the rest for them it's over then if they don't make it, and which leaves 8 teams in the knockout stage with double elimination.
Yeah. That's similar to how the EU champs were. Well, without the prelims, of course. Well, in a way.
We had them in a way, yeah. It depended on the year because of COVID. Like teams were signing up and then quitting, so they decided to switch things up. But I'm pretty sure that we won't see the double elimination too much again in knockout tournaments or like in single event tournaments, because I also personally think that having just a single elimination knockout stage is way more interesting, because it's do or die, and it's also a bit more like fair or easier for weaker teams to make a point, because yes, you can go out there and win against everyone once, but it's pretty likely that like the giant teams will be coming back from that, and it's very unlikely that you beat the best team or that you beat second to none twice. Like if you manage to win against them, that's already an achievement in itself. But if you have to beat them twice, it's pretty hard. So I think to like spice it up a bit, I think we might go this way in the future.
Yeah, I mean, you have no room for error at that point. You know, you have to be on top of your game at all times. I know that there was a paintball tournament out this way that was kind of like that. It was all or nothing. And the one thing that was cool about them, at least, was like 50% of all admission went to the grand prize, and it was only first place. There was no second or third. It's winner takes all, which was kind of crazy, and it ended up being like 12 grand, something crazy like that. Yeah, that's a nice chunk of change to walk home with, you know. But that's cool. That's cool. I wish we can get to a point where it's developed and we can kind of run the same sort of formats as you. And with that being said, you know, different companies or organizations are being formed all over the U.S. I'm sure out towards you guys running different events. You know, do you guys feel like this is a step in the right direction? Should it be everyone kind of running, for the most part, the same format but just different names?
I think we need some sort of organized layout, you know, with specific dimensions. It's not that hard to do, I feel like, in the end, from a field owner perspective, to just if you're going to build some barriers, might as well build them to spec, so to speak, and then just
Yeah.
try and have a consistent field sort of layout everywhere. That would be super nice. Or in the case that he's not willing to do that, rearrange his current field into a brand new layout that's new for all teams. That would be like the compromise, you know.
Also, when you speak about the field, you obviously have to speak about the rule set. So I would like to have the same rules and the same mode, basically, played everywhere. Because if I'm coming over, I want to play the same rules, and I want to see how you guys are acting and strategizing on that.
Yeah.
And it works also the other way around. If you watch a live stream from us, you can see like crazy moves and implement them in your game. So yeah, I think that's definitely needed to have like a vision for the sport and not just kind of the same, but not really the same.
Yeah. I don't know if you have this in the US, but for us, the different like divisions, so you have like the first division and the pro division, they have a slightly different rule set. And with my team, the Saviors, we're going into the pro division this season, which means we're playing on a new rule set. And like basically a sort of summary of the changes is that we have to play 10 minutes. Like a timer runs down from 10 minutes, and that's however many rounds we can play in that timer, unless we get like we eliminate the enemy team 6 times, then it's a mercy rule, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it's going to play completely differently to just be able to stack up points continuously, you know.
Yeah.
Playing really long rounds or really short rounds or just everything in between. It's going to be a challenge for us.
Yeah, we don't have divisions, but I know I run things different than SpeedQB does, as do you guys as well. I think the role of you guys having 2 pistol players, at least in the pro division, is it's ludicrously, like, it makes so much sense. Like, you want to have more aggressive gameplay. Duh. Why wouldn't you include another pistol player and then make it a requirement? For us, we don't use M4 adapters for pistols. It's strictly gas mags, which I get a lot of flack for. So many people are like, I have M4 adapters. Why can't we just use that? But I mean, I think it definitely requires a different level of awareness and skill to use gas mags. But when we do, because I've thought about this in the future for having divisions, changing it so the pro division has the gas mags, and then division 1 would still have mag adapters, just making it that next step up. I don't know. There's a lot of time in between now and then, that's for sure.
Do you allow 5 M4s or 5 rifles then, or is it mandatory to have like 2 pistols as well with gas mags?
There's no requirement on having a pistol class, so you can have 5 riflemen. It seems right now there's typically at least 1 that plays with a pistol on the field, but there are a few teams that run 5 rifles as well, which can get a bit boring when you have people that run 5 in the back. But I think this year we implemented a mag limit instead of a round limit, and it's only per round. It's 5 mags for an M4, and it makes it so you can't just sit in the back and lay down rounds the entire time. It's like you can definitely put down some suppressive fire, but at some point you have to move forward and get a better angle.
I think the mag limit is definitely like a big help to prevent people from just doing like BB hoses continuously, you know, on someone's bunker. That's kind of toxic, but hey, I guess it's part of the game, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, we had in one of our events last year, we had some dude who was running like 8 or 9 mags, and then after one round, he would just go back and refill, and I'm like, come on, like, give me something, guy, please.
Yeah.
How many gas mags is the pistol player allowed to wear?
I have it at 6 at the moment.
Okay.
Most chest rigs hold at least 4 in the pouch, and then like mine has 2 on the side. so I can run 7 if I wanted to, but that's also a lot of weight.
Yeah.
So I only run 5, and then I put 1 in the pistol off break. But it's not bad. It's really not.
What is the role of the pistol players at your field?
What's the role?
Are there more like offensive type of guys going into snake, going into a U cover, or are they more like the runner types who try and get the flag for like as fast as they can?
It's a mixture of both. So I can only speak from my team. We typically have one person. It's either myself or my teammate Jacob. We'll run into the snake, and we both run pistols at that point. And then we'll have one person who will also get the flag. But that can kind of be 50-50 for a rifleman or someone with a pistol.
Is the flag hanging, or is it just laying over the middle bunker?
Ours is hanging over the middle bunker. I'd have to talk to a lot of field owners to get it hung from the ceiling. But I'm not opposed to it. It does make it more risky to jump up and grab it, which I do like, because you have to think about it a little bit more. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe in the future, because that's how you guys have it set up right now, right? It's
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We had in the first year in 2019, we had it over the X, the middle X, and it basically was just a race for the flag.
Yeah.
And also, you have the problem if someone gets hit, doesn't call it, he's in there and directly stealing the points. So it's very frustrating shooting him out. He's not calling it. The ref might not see it.
Yeah.
And then he's safe. But if he's just there and have to make a move to go up and grab it, which is a very high risk thing to do, you can work around that issue or just execute him or like block him basically. So it gives a lot of dynamic to the game in a way.
Is it pretty standard to have someone go for the X off break to get the flag?
No, not when it's hanging.
Depends on the field layout, and it depends on your team strategy. In 2019, indeed, it was kind of smart to have a runner just to grab that flag which was lying on the X. Then we put it up 1 year later, and that was when they decided the flag grab was 50 points instead of 25. So yeah, half of the points were already given to the first runner who got the flag. So if you would play it smart, you can get an advantage if you get the flag in 10 seconds. Then you're already dominating the field because half the points is already gone, and the opposing team need to clear the field and hang the flag within 3 minutes. Good luck.
Yeah, that's interesting because like we have a lot of teams here that'll go straight for the flag off break. I know we typically don't. And
Why not?
The thought being, like, if you're getting to that X, there's too many scenarios, especially with it hanging on the X, where someone sees the flag gets grabbed, you peek over, you get hit. I mean, yeah, you got the points, but you could also be more valuable if I put you in a different spot. I can get more bodies or off the field if I have you running to like the quote-unquote Dorito side, and then we're pinching from the 50 on either side.
Mm-hmm.
That's what typically happens if teams adjust to the flag hanging, that it's more like a protective game.
Mm-hmm.
So you have at least 3 rifles in the back, and minimum 1 is watching and shooting over the center X. So it's almost impossible to do a flag grab, and then you use your 2 runners to the snake side or to the other side to open up angles and push there and like make some ground there. And that's kind of the strategy that is now the matter.
Yeah, I would say that's like a super good description of the meta, honestly. That is what most teams are running as a setup. I mean, the Saviors were kind of like a defensive team in a way, you know. We don't always send a runner directly to the flag. Of course, we think the flag is important, and our front player or front players know that it's good to get the points, but at the same time, we're more, interested in being consistent and clearing out the field and getting the dubs in the end instead of just grabbing the flag.
I do have a very random question in the chat right now from Alexander, asking who's the biggest pancake.
Oh, super. That's the team captains of Terra Knights. So just to give you the insight on that, there's the Dutch word pannenkoek, which is pancake in Dutch, and I'm not from the Netherlands, so I'm German. I don't speak Dutch, so I thought that it was a funny word, and I heard people using it to like talk shit about someone in a funny way. So I used it and overused it way too much, and now it kind of becomes a meme. That's why he's asking that.
Lovely. I like it.
And to answer his question, Rex is definitely the biggest pannenkoek here in the room.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to back you up on that one, bro.
We let Fivves believe that it's funny and that he is a meme. It's some kind of an attention thing, but it's okay. You're very good.
So I know that all of you guys are from like different areas. How did that become like a thing? How did you guys find each other?
Well, Fivves tried to shoot me, missed. I tried to shoot him, I missed. We shot again, I hit him, and then I played for his team. That was kind of the summarization of it.
I love that. I mean, for me, I was just playing at this field that was about 40 minutes from my house called Combat Outpost, and they decided to sort of build a Speed QB field on concrete there, and they were running like some Speed QB nights, and it was super fun. I really liked like the concept, and I had already like seen a lot from the US scene and also a bit of the European scene. And I decided just to make the drive down to Real Strike Arena. But before I did that, I remember joining the chat of like the Speed QB community we have going on here called Speed Gonzen. And I joined I joined the chat, and I was talking to everyone in there, and basically some people were talking shit to me, saying that, you know, whatever, I'm just killing rentals in my videos on YouTube, and that I should come play on their field and like get my ass kicked. And as soon as I got challenged, I knew that I had to make it down there, and I had so much fun on my first day. I met some TRS guys the first day as well, so Rex's OG team.
Yes, that's true. Was a lovely day indeed. Just to explain, the SpeedQ Onzen app is a big group app on WhatsApp, which is here. You can join it.
Yep.
There's a lot of bullshit going on. Don't believe anything they say in there. Some people do. That's funny. Indeed, they told Oliver to come over to the Real Strike Arena and play a couple of pickup games. And well, actually, he was on fire that day.
I mean, I posted that video to YouTube, man. I had the barrel cam and everything, trying out some new stuff.
It was a really nice fit.
Yeah, but I was also shitting my pants a little bit. I found the breakout to be super brutal. Like, that's one thing I like. The shooting and peeking behind cover, I already kind of got that. But the actual getting to the bunkers, oh my. Like, the first day of Speed QB, that was insane.
It's quite overwhelming, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I always see, whenever I see new people coming to the pickup games or whatever, like, it just makes me relive that memory of, you know, what it was like to feel like it's impossible to get to your bunker, you know, when you're first starting out. So that's pretty cool.
The first thing I experienced PQB, Tactical Rush Squad, my OG team.
Yeah.
It was like a skirm team, which were playing in Helena Veen. That's where the Real Strike Arena is. And we were from the beginning helping with the building of the arena, playing the first games, training against other OG teams. And 2019, the first tournament was. That's when I met Fivves during one of the trainings. And from there on, it's kind of developed. Then they had a big event in Rotterdam, in a big congress hall. which they built
Yeah,
a
at
kind of
DreamHack. Do you know DreamHack? Like what
Yeah.
DreamHack is? Yeah,
gaming.
we had an event there, which was the biggest, probably the biggest SpeedQB, Speedsoft style event in the world right now, until
Yeah,
this point.
yeah.
S1G played there as well. They came over.
Yeah, I remember watching the whole thing unfold. I got to catch a little bit, and then Demo and SYG they put out their video and got a little glimpse of what was going on in the EU. But yeah, I mean that's dope. I thought about trying to do something like that here, and I was like, God, that sounds very daunting to try and organize. It's like I don't know if I'm ready for that yet.
Yeah, I mean, because it's a convention with like public
Mm-hmm.
people in there with no idea what a airsoft gun is technically.
Mm-hmm.
It, I imagine that being a huge mess to set up with like making sure that you just bring airsoft guns in there and not real guns.
Yeah, right.
And our bags got controlled like twice a day and all that stuff to just make sure that everything is nice and safe for everyone. And I still believe they are still finding BBs in the hole.
There's no way they're not. I find them
Yeah,
everywhere. Like
yeah, exactly.
my last apartment, I was moving out, and I remember like I was putting stuff in my car, and then I got into the garage, and I found BBs on the floor in places like I hadn't walked in months. It's like, how the hell is this even here? You can't get rid of them. It's too hard.
Is it a problem in the US now that I think about it with Fives' comment, that people like have real guns and are bringing it to the airsoft field? Because I mean, obviously there's a ton more guns in the US, and some people, whatever, conceal carry or just have guns in their car or on themselves in general. Well, I don't know exactly for the state you live in, but do airsoft fields like do gun control checks for like real weapons or not?
No, it hasn't really been an issue. The At least for here in Maryland, the biggest issue we have is just people that don't understand what the gun laws are. So you have someone
Hmm.
who's walking from the parking lot into the field with rifle in hand. I mean, the orange tip may be on it, but I remember working at the field and I was like, I don't know who you think you are, but find something to put it in. I don't care if it's a jacket, a trash bag. If you have a rifle bag, great. But no, I don't think we've ever had an issue with someone bringing a real firearm to at least not inside the field.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, inside the field would be like super panakook, like seriously. Like, god dang.
I mean, I played a normal outdoor event in the Czech Republic,
Mm-hmm.
and it's already like the East Europe side, and the people don't give a fuck there at all. And obviously, yes, you can get their guns easier than in Germany, but they ended up with like crossbows, machetes, real bayonets on their guns, and
Well,
the
damn.
refs in game had to put that away.
That's
Jesus.
so crazy.
I know
Yeah.
I know at like Milsim West and American Milsim, you can bring real firearms with you, but that I believe at those events you have to check in all your stuff because it's all like military spec. You have to have the correct camo. Your rifle has to be the correct length. It can only have this, that, and the other on it. So you have to check it in. But at those events, you can shoot blank rounds. So like, there's no projectile. It's just the flash and the sound. I don't know if I'd want to go to that. I think I'd have like a ton of trauma afterwards if I did that. Um, Especially, could you imagine like that happens? You go to play Speak UB, someone pulls out a rifle, and you're like, "Oh my god!" And you're just waiting for the bang to come off. Yeah, it's extremely traumatic. Couldn't imagine,
Like super PTSD inducing
right?
stuff right there. Especially the pyro grenades to me are crazy. I mean, did you see that video from Alphonse where he chucks the grenade into like the tank that's
Yeah,
like riding through the village?
it's
Like
crazy.
that must blow out your ears, seriously, if you don't have ear pro on.
So
Crazy. And it's
there's a
airsoft.
there's an indoor field that's probably about 45 minutes from me, and I went to go play. This is the last time I went to go play. Actually, the last time I went. It's been like a year and a half now because of it. Someone threw one of the like the sound grenades.
Yeah.
And it has like the CO2 cartridges in it, and it landed in between my legs. And it's an indoor field, and it was so loud. My ears were ringing. I could, oh God, just thinking about it. It was so painful. I walked off the field and I was like, bro, I'm done. I can't do this again.
That's like pretty crazy. Almost no fields in the Netherlands allow it. The last time I remember using it was at this field called Wild Mountain, which was actually owned by Bert. Um, and he had to close the field, but actually a lot of the OG barriers are in Real Strike, just not in the Speed QB section. But yeah, you could throw pyros there, and they would even sell the pyros in the shop. So if you saw, like, I was seeing people use pyros, and it made me want to go to the shop and buy some. But it was outdoors at least, so it's a lot better.
They also had a shooting range right next to that where people shoot on the, what do you say it, the things that machines throw in the air with pump
Pigeons.
guns. Yeah, like the pigeons.
Oh, yeah.
So there was like real firearm sounds in a way always on that field.
Yeah, that's true.
So I know Fivves at... Oh, go ahead, Rex. Go ahead, Rex.
The only grenades which are allowed indoor are gas grenades at the moment. So you fill up a gas grenade with gas, put some BBs in, and then it hisses and sisses, and then it goes off, and you're done. That's it.
Yeah.
Very
Some
nice
people
weapon.
do have the like light grenades, the flashing ones,
Mhm.
kind of.
Yeah.
Those are also allowed.
I know Fivves has played outside just by, deep diving on his Instagram. But have either one of you guys done any outdoor events or just played outdoors in general? Switch it up a bit.
Originally was on like an outdoor team, right, for playing airsoft, and I used to almost exclusively play outdoor because I actually started playing it when I was 12 back in Houston, Texas, and yeah, I was only playing outdoors in the woods, going crazy like that. So I did the same in the Netherlands, but eventually, like Fives, for example, I transitioned to indoor CQB and then Speedsoft and then Speed QB. And it kind of grew from there. But yeah, I used to be an outdoor only player. What about you, Rex? You were also playing outside, huh?
The first time I played a scrum, it was outdoor in the dark forest. It's there's a
Yep,
lot of good X fields in the Netherlands.
I played there. Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah, it was a really really big field. Also really boring because yeah, it wasn't fast paced enough for me.
Mm.
Then that is when I discovered the old location of the Real Strike Arena. Before it became the Real Strike Arena, it was called ATSB X, and that was one of the biggest indoor skirm fields. And there
Yep.
I met, of course, my team Tactical Rush Squad, and there I played for like every weekend. CQB, which was more fast-paced action than the walking, camping, standard outdoor milsim experience, which wasn't my thing. Kind of boring for me.
Yeah, I can't do it all that often, but I think it's kind of nice to do it once in a while just to get a change of pace. Make myself feel weird again. It's like you get so comfortable playing Speed QB, and then you step outside and you're like, oh my god, there's this thing called grass. I didn't know this was here. But yeah, it's kind of nice to do it once in a while.
Actually, my team went 2 times a year. We went 2 times to France to an old airsoft field, which was located in a big office building. So you had the outside of this office building and the inside of the office building. It was really large. You had a big dark garage in there as well. And that was nice as well because you actually had to use maps and rely on your own orientation.
Yeah.
Because it was so big, and of course we didn't speak any French, but that was quite the nice adjustment as well, because it was really nice. Get another taste of action.
That's cool, man. Well, we're at 6 o'clock now. I typically keep the episodes to an hour, and I know it's late as hell for you guys too. I know some of us are night owls and some of us aren't. But I do want to thank you guys for joining the podcast. It's wonderful talking to someone a little bit different. Before we head out, I have to thank all of my sponsors: Blowback Masters, Vendetta Speedsoft, Take One Airsoft, and Jesus Christ, why is it so hard? Loco Airsoft. Thanks for sponsoring. We get a ton of support from you guys, and then a ton of support from the EU scene. Oddly enough, it's strange to get a follow here and there, and then I'm like, dude, why do I have someone in Spain, Germany, and all these other places starting to follow me? And I'm like, all right, sure, why not? But once again, thank you. Good luck this weekend. I hope you guys do really well. And your guns are shooting right. They're not damaged at this point.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you for having us, and we will make sure to send you a pic once we get there, and hopefully with working guns.
Yes, please do. I need a picture of the package. I want to know what it's like.
We will
Yeah.
Sure of that.
Careful asking Rex to send pictures of his package, okay? You never know what you're gonna get.
Yes, we definitely will send these pictures as well. By the way, something about ground canal. No, we're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this.
All right, guys. You guys have a
All right,
wonderful
well,
day.
good evening, guys. Hey, good night, guys.
Peace.
Peace.
You guys are a riot. Good God. Oh, man.
You should have seen us when we were in full action.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just a glimpse of